What driver you hit?
Funny enough, that exact one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Same shaft and everything?
I play a 6X. Okay. I'm not quite as beefy in the upper body as you are.
Hey, I've got something that can help you with that. Have you ever heard of golf games?
I just did, actually, a mere 40 minutes ago.
Hey, I'm John with Golf Gains Fitness. I'm here at the GOLFTEC headquarters, and I'm super excited because I'm going to get fitted for a brand new driver, which we all know is the best club in golf. So, Josh, let's see what we can do.
All right, John, so you're in here for a driver fitting today. What are some problems you currently have with your driver right now?
Yeah, so this year, I feel like I haven't been as consistent as I wanted to be. I tend to hit it a little off the heel. My miss is kind of those high flare rights.
Okay.
So just looking to be consistent, like, I'll go months where I'm hitting it really well, and then months where it's just kind of all over the place. So just looking to get that consistency.
Okay, totally cool. What I'll have you do is I'll have you hit a few shots, probably ask you about the ball flight, see if that's typically what you're seeing.
Yeah.
But we'll basically take a look at it and go from there and get some drivers in your hands that we'll try out and see which one's better.
All right, let's do it.
Perfect. Well, here's kind of what we're looking at just with your driver. So basically had you hit a few shots, got 4 that were pretty close to the center of the face. Mm-hmm. Ball speed obviously pretty high. You hit it fairly far. Distance is not a huge issue for you, but if you could hit it further, that'd probably be great. Yeah. Wouldn't be opposed to that?
No, I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it.
Okay, cool. So those shots averaged about 325. Your backspin was right around 2200. Launch angle was really close to 13. You can see these gauges down here. Ideally, what I would like to see for you, I mean, everything's in the green right now. Mm-hmm. So that's a pretty well-fit driver just to begin with. We can try a couple other models. I wouldn't mind seeing your backspin come down just a hair.
Okay.
That would help you basically hit the ball just a little further. I wouldn't also mind seeing your launch angle go down a little bit. You're playing a 9-degree driver, but you've changed the loft sleeve to like a 10.
Yeah.
So we could play around a little bit with just the static loft to see if we can adjust some of the backspin and launch angle numbers just to optimize what you've got. But overall, I'd say you have a really well-fit driver to begin with, but we'll see if we can beat it.
Explain how the spin affects the ball in the air and why 2000 is kind of that sweet spot.
Yeah, so every shot you hit has backspin.
Yeah.
So regardless of whether you're trying to hit a shot with topspin, that doesn't happen in golf. Every shot has backspin. The amount of backspin that you get determines essentially the amount of lift that you get on a shot. Okay, so the more backspin you have, the more the golf ball's spinning back. It's going to essentially go higher and higher into the air.
Yeah.
For you and how fast you swing, that's where that 2000-ish number comes into play.
Okay.
Depending on how fast you hit a golf ball or how fast you swing a golf club, your spin may not need to be 2000.
Yeah.
If somebody comes in, let's say, and their club head speed of the driver is only 70 miles an hour, not like yours where it's 120, 118. Yeah. Somebody that swings at 70 miles an hour might need closer to 3,000 RPMs of backspin because they need the ball to stay in the air longer.
Yeah.
Because they don't generate enough speed.
Gotcha.
So for you, that's where that 2000 number comes in, and really, I mean, you're just trying to find the optimal range depending on who's in front of you.
Okay.
So that's where I'm getting that from, is basically just based off of how fast you're swinging. That's where we need to go.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, so John, you've got the newest Titleist here. So this is the TSR 3, so very similar to the head you're already playing. This is just this year's model versus the one you were playing previously. Shaft's very similar. Again, we're looking for a really kind of low spinning head. I dialed the loft down 1 degree. So you were playing a 9-degree, lofted up to a 10. I've got you in an 8-degree head, lofted up to 9. Same hosel setting. Again, shaft's gonna be pretty similar, so let's hit a couple of that and see what we get.
All right, let's do it.
Probably pretty representative of what you would get. Again, that spin's just really low for me, like 1500. So
a little too low.
The 2 that you've hit pretty well, like your total distance is going to be fine. Like you can see the total goes out to 335. But because the spin's just a little bit lower than what I would want, based on how fast you're swinging, optimal range should be right around 2000, 2100.
Yeah.
You're at 15 on that one. That ball's just going to come diving out of the sky.
Yeah.
So
is that mainly the head or the shaft?
That's mainly the head. Like the head's going to have a bigger influence on any of these, whether we're talking launch angle, spin, any of those. The club head's going to have a much bigger influence than the shaft.
Okay.
So if you're spending, I always tell coaches here, like If you have 10 minutes to pick a club for somebody, spend 9 minutes on the club head and like 1 minute on the shaft.
Yeah, which is funny because you hear the opposite a lot of times.
Totally.
You hear that it's all about the shaft. You're saying it's the opposite.
There's just so many inconsistencies with how different companies measure their shafts. There's just not an industry standard, which makes it really hard to compare, one shaft to another because it may or may not have been measured the same way.
Yeah.
So you're looking at variables that don't necessarily line up.
Yeah.
So the club heads, we measure them, we know exactly where everything is, so it makes it a lot easier for us to say, hey, this club head should do this. That's the beauty of a fitting, though. You have somebody hit it and try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, just because it's a lower spinning head doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen for you.
Yeah. So with this, you feel like it's mainly the degree loft on this
I think it's more where the center of gravity is located.
Okay.
So the CG on that club head is much closer to the face, which is going to reduce your spin quite a bit.
Gotcha.
So having a CG that's a little bit further away, projecting a little bit higher, can help bring your spin up where I would want.
Okay.
The loft I actually like. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
You can see, your launch angle actually came down, but it only dropped by about a degree.
Yeah.
So like launch is still fine. Your spin's right kind of where I would want it, on average right around 2,000. Just those couple that you hit really well, the spin was like 1,400, 1,500.
Yeah.
That's on the low end for me.
Okay.
So I wouldn't mind seeing, maybe hit one more. Let's see
let's
if anything changes on this one. But I think as far as like low spin heads go, we don't need to go to the extreme for you. It's going to be kind of just maybe a step up from that.
All right. Let's get one more. So get one more solid contact one and see how that goes. That felt okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There's your.
Yeah. There's
again, just because the spin's so low, that ball's just not going to stay in the air very long, and it's going to have a lot of curvature to it. So definitely don't think the new version of the 3 is in your best interest.
Okay.
You said you kind of like the look of the Titleist, though?
Yeah. I'm not like. It's just what I'm used to.
Okay.
But I'm not. I'm. Like I said, open to try anything different.
Let's try one more option in the Titleist brand, and then I'm probably going to switch to something else for your last one.
Thinking the 2.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about the 2. I was hoping to try the 2.
So on this one, staying in the Titleist line, this is the TSR 2. So this head's just a little bit higher spinning. We still stuck with the 8-degree head. We're still going with basically playing at 9 degrees of loft, and that shaft is the one that you came in with.
All right.
So exact same shaft that you're currently playing, that's your gamer. But just newer head, basically 2 years newer. You were talking a little bit just about the change in ball speed. That's just the advancements in technology and how they're making the faces just even faster every single year. So
cool.
Hit a couple with that one. Let's see if we can get that spin again, kind of right around that 2,000 number, and see what we get.
Yeah.
I definitely like that head. One adjustment that I would make is just changing the loft to potentially help you launch it a touch higher, get the spin a touch higher. That would just keep the ball in the air longer.
Yeah.
So your carry might go from, instead of averaging like 285, 290, might jump up to like 300, but your distance will still be 325, 330.
Okay. Yeah, let's try it.
That'd be the only thing that I would change there. I like that head more than the 3 because of the forgiveness piece.
Yeah.
You said it when you were hitting shots like, ooh, I didn't catch that one quite where I wanted. Still wasn't very bad.
Yeah.
Like your offline on these has been very, very good. So compared to what you currently have, this will be hopefully finding you a few more fairways, and it shouldn't hit that. You shouldn't see as much of those kind of flares out to the right.
Yeah.
Because of the lack of forgiveness in that TSI.
Yeah.
It's not to say that it's not a forgiving driver. Just compared to this one has a higher MOI, so it'll just make it easier for you to find the fairway on those shots you don't hit in the middle of the face.
Yeah. Cool.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so switching gears here, we're going to try the Callaway. This is the Paradigm. Again, it's not the lowest spinning head that they have. That'd be like the triple diamond. Again, I think if you get in that one, ball's just not going to stay in the air. So we're going with something that's a little bit higher on the CG. Should help you create a little bit more backspin, keep the ball in the air. Same loft as we had. This is a 9 degree, basically bumped up to a 10. So this is exactly what you're playing as far as loft in your current set. So give that a try. This is the Ventus TR7X. So again, similar weight to what you're currently playing.
Yeah.
Just trying the Callaway to see if we can get that spin closer to that 2,000 number that we want.
All right, let's do it.
Well, we got what we wanted.
Yeah, we ruled that one out.
The spin was where we want. We definitely got more spin on it. I think for you, again, we go back to, I think it's the Titleist, the TSR2. I just think a loft change is what you need.
Yeah.
The one that we were trying out earlier was just too low on the loft. You liked the contact that you had on the face with it. You liked some of the forgiveness when you hit it on the toe or the heel. Our misses weren't very bad. We just need to get that spin like 200, 300, 400 RPMs higher. So I think if we up the loft, that should help you get the launch a little higher. Also keep the spin a little higher, and that should be a pretty good option for us. So let's try a couple of that one.
Cool.
And that should get us where we need to go. Pretty good miss.
Yeah, I like that.
Definitely not.
That's not
dead
bad at all.
center as far as on the face, but
Little power fade.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're on the money with this one right here. This one's.
It's pretty interesting, right? Like when we talked earlier, I'll just scroll up to the top. So this was your original driver.
Yeah.
So TSI 3, 9 degree, that same Tour AD DI driver shaft. You had ball speed at 174, backspin at 2192, total distance on average was 325.
Yeah.
Okay. You complained a little bit about the offline. You averaged right around 12.5 yards offline. This new TSR 2 that we have down here, I'll keep it so that you can see the top numbers. You added 5 miles an hour ball speed.
Yeah.
It's not like you were doing anything different with your golf swing. Your spin stayed pretty much the same, basically still at 2200. We got your launch down just about a degree, which is kind of what we were trying to do. So lower this, potentially lower this. But by taking the launch down, you actually added almost 10 yards. You got 334 right there on the total distance. So a little bit more forgiving here. Spin and launch still pretty much in the green range of what we're looking for. I think that's probably the best option of the ones we've tried. Just a little bit more forgiving head makes it easier for you to keep that ball in play.
Yeah.
So I think you'll find that's going to be a winner for you.
I like it.
All right, John. So we just finished up today doing your driver fitting. When you came in, you said you wanted to hit it a little further, hit it a little straighter. I think we got both of those taken care of today with this new TSR 2. So what did you think?
Yeah, I think we hit the nail on the head with this one. Wanted to be more consistent, so I love how even my miss hits seemed like they were, some of my best hits with my old driver.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing, and this is what I'd recommend for anyone, is just to come in, get fitted by someone that's an expert. Because it's really interesting to see your numbers and, explaining, what kind of spin we're looking for that's ideal and how the loft of your club and the way it's set and, even the shaft has some play in that as well. So just being able to test out all those things and all those different metrics and figuring out what's going to be the sweet spot for you because everyone's different.
Couldn't agree with you more. Glad you were able to stop by and glad we found something that works for you.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it,
man.